So good morning, everyone. And this morning we're going to be looking at how to create your online customer journey. I think there's a lot of confusion when it comes to developing your customer journey because of this whole online process. So I'll give you a problem that happened for us last week, and perhaps you can then relate to perhaps what you're doing. So I pass a referral out for somebody and they needed a service, yeah? The person then is obviously really fond of their IT and then put the person into their sausage making factory of read my blog, then do this, then do this, then do this, then do this. But in that process would have lost the client. So I think it's going to be really interesting for us to look at what are you currently doing, because this whole customer journey should be getting people out of the online process and doing business with you. So I don't know if anyone wants to comment on that. I know I'd love to know your experience. Have you refined your online customer journey so much there isn't that opportunity to convert your customers sooner rather than later? Remember, all this online stuff is, I call it blue, and face-to-face is red. And the warmer you are, the more red you have with a customer, the quicker you are to convert them to actually doing business with you. The longer you keep them in your sausage making factory, where you're sending them here and sending them there and sending them to the next place, really what they're telling you is they haven't bought with you yet. And if they haven't bought with you yet, the likelihood is they're still out there shopping to do business with somebody else. So I'd love your views on that before we start. Karen, I'm going to come to you because you've got a really good sausage making factory when it comes to people traveling through your online customer journey. Can you share with us?
I mean, for me, the goal is just to get people to have a chat. So I've made it as simple as possible and created the bit.ly link. So if anybody wants to connect with me, then it's right in front of you how to do that. And it just leads to my diary. People can choose when it's convenient for them. Then we have a chat. Once I know what you want, then I can put you in the right direction of what services I've got. And if I'm not the right person for you, I can recommend a couple of other people. So I just keep it very, very simple.
That's fantastic.
With the website, what I'm doing is having almost like 3 lanes, depending on what people want to do, but I'm still building that at the moment. So for me, primarily getting people to just have a conversation is the most important bit.
Lovely. So from this morning, what I would like you to come away with is at least one customer journey on one mode of communication. So it could be, so say for example, Karen has just mentioned discovery calls. Yeah, she has discovery calls. She pushes people to a discovery call. But the question is, what pushes them to a discovery call? So where does this journey start that Karen would then convert somebody to a discovery call? Obviously, Bano has just told us she's got 2 days of discovery calls. So it's really interesting to start thinking about what happens before the discovery call. Are they coming off social media or are they coming off your website? What creates that discovery call? If your discovery call then actually converts that person to the next part of the journey. But I'd like you to come away with at least one mode and understand the journey. So, and this is going to be lots of sharing. So I'd love to know your journeys as well. So question, what's an online customer journey? Well, it is a journey to take people from the start to the finish, and the finish should hopefully be them actually doing business with you. And Lisa is going to be the expert on this as well, because she's designing online customer journeys all the time for clients. So Lisa, I'm going to pull you in on this one. So to you, how do you explain this online customer journey to people?
I always explain this because all my analogies are food related, right? I don't know why. But I always explain this when you go in a supermarket and you just go in and then you get to the checkout and then you say to people, you say to the person on the checkout, oh, I only come in for bread and milk and I've spent £80. Because from the moment you walk into that shop, they've got like teams of people doing it, and really they're invisibly moving you around the shop on a whole journey to spend as much money as possible. So online, you've got to virtually hold people's hand and take them through your processes and make it as obvious as possible to get to your end goal, really. That's
Fantastic. Thank you, Lisa. And last week we were looking at Canva and how to use Canva. And it's great developing visuals with Canva, but then you've got to think, okay, how does this image actually fit in with my customer journey? So say, for example, you're developing a sales funnel piece. It sounds really great, doesn't it? Oh, I'm going to do a sales funnel piece. And then you start thinking through, oh, right, I've developed this sales funnel piece, but where does it go? Because there's a whole customer journey around a sales funnel piece. So I'm going to come again to you, Lisa, because I know you were developing sales funnel pieces, but you also do the hard work around, okay, what's the customer journey to the sales funnel piece? So perhaps you could share with us the techniques that you're actually putting on websites that create this journey.
So I always say to people that they should have a website mission. So that is the most common thing that somebody would do on a website. So like Karen, exactly like what Karen just said now, mine is similar to hers. People can book in a call, or they can book hours with me, and then it prompts them to book a call or book a time in for those hours. But mostly the people come to me through referrals. So somebody will just email or they'll tag me in something on Facebook and then say, you've been referred to me, or I need help with this. And then I just send them my website, and then the whole process is just there, much like Karen said, to book a call, and then they just tend to buy hours after that. Or because I've got the bundles on there now, and then when they buy a bundle, they get sent a questionnaire asking them what they need done. They could book in a time then if they want to call with me. So it's all automated now, which is what I've done over the last month. So that's a lot more easier than me trying to figure out and give estimates how many hours they're going to be and blah, blah, blah. It's a lot more automated. And it's things like, with my course, you can buy yourself study it, or they can like have an order bump of like adding support and things like that. So just trying to get to spend more money, I suppose.
So when we all start thinking about this sales funnel piece, there is this customer journey. Number one, we'll probably be putting the sales funnel piece on probably linked to MailChimp or something similar where we want to capture data. But there's a lot of IT connected with all of that. Yeah, it's not as easy as creating a sales funnel piece and sticking it on your website, because then you've got to think through, okay, so I developed this sales funnel piece that I'm going to do a social media piece about. That's the start of the online customer journey. And then once I've teased them sufficiently that they're then going to want to download this sales funnel piece, okay, what's the online journey for them traveling through? Because there's going to be an exchange. You're going to be asking them for their email address, and you're going to be exchanging that with the gift of the sales funnel piece. And okay, they have the sales funnel piece. Okay, but then what happens next? How are you going to track them? You know, almost, you know, like Lisa said, they've come into the supermarket. Okay, how are you going to tease them now to fill their basket as they're actually going around? And really your supermarket would be your MailChimp list. Yeah, how is that MailChimp list acting like a supermarket that you're actually taking them through, almost like a teasing to buy process, in order for you to convert that one sales funnel piece into something that goes into their basket. I know a lot of people just see building an email list as just collecting numbers, but nothing actually converts from those numbers into actual goods in the basket that people actually buy. So I don't know if you want to add something on this, Lisa.
I think it's very similar. I think what you're talking about is with my website planning course. So I've got that as a free thing to sign up to on the website. And then if they sign up to that, then they can see how I deliver my courses. And then once they plan their website, they think, oh, actually, I need to build it now. So then obviously they get emails then, which I need to update because I haven't touched them for ages. But they get like an email sequence then of saying, you know, now you've planned your website. Do you want to buy the course? It doesn't say it exactly in those words, but there's a couple of emails that I don't even know what they say because I haven't looked at them for so long. But then to get them to encouraging them then to actually buy something, and obviously they get added to my mailing list then as well, where I normally like send emails out every week. So yeah, it's kind of just like the funnel process then, I suppose.
So it usually takes about 7 touch points to convert a customer. So you need to think, okay, if I'm going to convert this customer, what are my 7 touch points with them? Do I have 7 touch points? I know Karen and I had this conversation about building like an email funnel list, and it was recognizing that it's not only about selling, it is about, okay, people on average, you need to almost give people 3 things before they're interested in the next thing. So it's not sell, sell, sell. It's a matter of, okay, how am I gifting people things as we're going along? So yeah, it's all food for thought, isn't it? You know, what am I doing? Because, you know, when it comes to online, there are just so many, you know, mediums we're working with, and how are we measuring it? And I've even gone online and done Lisa's online strategy challenge, and that's great. She does it for free, so it's really good for you to sort of take apart. Okay, well, I've got all these modes of communication, but which ones am I going to choose to use? Because it's best not to do them at all rather than doing them badly. So I'd like us to start thinking about, you know, this whole customer journey and start looking at the different platforms and what targets you're setting yourself as far as I've just chosen 4. You know, what are your channels? So when it comes to YouTube, yeah, you know, who here has got a YouTube channel that they're pushing? Anyone doing YouTube? No. So nobody's touching YouTube whatsoever. So that's quite interesting, isn't it?
I am doing the YouTube, Cheryl. Sorry to disturb.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing the YouTube. I have YouTube channel in Arabic. What I do is I post, I cut out of this YouTube reels in Instagram. I just have some 1 hour, 1 minute and 1 minute or 1 minute and a half. And I post it in my Instagram. And then I said, if you would like to watch the full movie, the full episode, like about the leaky gut. I have 1 episode about the leaky gut and how it's connected to the autoimmune disease. So I just cut part of it and post it on my Instagram page on the reel. And then write down that if you would like to watch the full episode, you just can go to my YouTube channel. And it works, yeah.
Oh,
I
so
have
what
like...
success in that then, Bano?
Sorry?
What is your success in that? Could you measure that? How successful is it?
Yeah, I have, I got around like 20 subscribers out of this video. So 500, like maybe 400 or 500 views in this video, while I have 0 subscribers when I posted the video.
So you
yeah,
had
I think this is... Sorry?
So you had 500 views from putting out a piece on YouTube?
Yes. I have only 2 episodes. I posted 2 episodes. It was like podcast episodes, but it was on the YouTube channel. So I got few subscribes and around 500 views. They all come from Instagram because they watched they watched part of it on Instagram, and they wanted to know how it's going on, like what about. They want to know the details, so they went on YouTube channel.
So it's really good to look at the relationship then between Instagram and YouTube. So I know a lot of you are on Instagram, but are you taking people off Instagram to anywhere else where you?
Yeah, because I'll tell you, when you this really works with me when you have you. First of all, I find that Reels on Instagram is really effective on when you cut part of this video for 1 minute, like the most important part or a part that really people might be interested in, and talk about it briefly, and then just put the link on the video, or just tell them that link in bio if you would like to watch the full episode. This really, yeah, it works. To be honest, yeah, it works.
Okay, thank you, Banner. So coming to you, Louise, you have a yoga retreat, which obviously is very visual, very filmable. So are you using YouTube in any way with Instagram?
No, I probably should be. But I don't know. I've always thought YouTube was quite long clips. So all the clips I do on Instagram, they're quite short clips, you know, they're just like, they're like 1 minute. And I don't think YouTube's really a kind of 1 minute thing. I don't know how many times you can fill. And also it's getting, you know, like it's a lot of people here, and then getting their approval to put them on YouTube is, you know, do you know what I mean? Like, otherwise I'm just filming the location. But I don't really want to put people come here for a retreat and then start filming them and putting them on YouTube. It becomes quite a personal, you know, journey. So I don't really feel like I can, like I do a lot of people plunging and stuff, but you know, they're also all in their bikinis and stuff. So I also don't feel like it's appropriate to start posting it on YouTube without people's approval. So although it seems like an obvious one, it doesn't really work for YouTube. What I could do is have my own YouTube channel with all my yoga classes. I put everything I teach, I could record and put on YouTube, but there's so many people doing that, I almost feel like it would just get lost. I don't know.
We all say that people buy people. So
yeah.
The question would be, why aren't you putting you on YouTube?
Yeah.
And is there a customer journey piece that needs to happen, as far as, you know, it doesn't have to be an hour, it could be 15 minutes on a particular technique.
Yeah, I mean, what I'm really trying to do at the moment, and I think where my heart is trying to encourage people to think about the way they eat, sort of like the plastics and just the whole sustainable thing, which goes hand in hand with all the climate stuff. That's what I feel really passionately about. So that's what my 21 week challenge, which is, I think, is that your sales funnel piece, which I'm going to offer people. I'm just putting it together at the moment. They can, if they subscribe to the website, then they get that 21 week challenge for free. Okay. And then, you know, hopefully maybe I can start to talk more about that and stuff like that. And then when we go traveling, I would like to kind of do more talking about that kind of stuff, just about sort of how we can help the planet whilst helping our health.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there because I'm hearing lots of alarm bells going off in my head. Yeah. So you really got to ask yourself, at what point does all of this convert to money? Because when you step into a supermarket with a basket, you're not shopping for information. You're shopping for solutions, you're shopping for stuff. So when it comes to you putting all this work into educating somebody, how quick does each of those convert into goods in the basket people are going to check out and pay you for? And this is all part of the customer journey. You know, you're not going to pay the mortgage by educating people. You're going to pay the mortgage by selling them something. And that's, you know, really important as part of this customer journey. And it's all about thinking about yes, for example, you put a short reel on Instagram, but it's where next that converts into cash, Where
Yeah.
next that converts into cash? Where next that converts into cash? And what are the stepping stones along the way that can help you convert this interest into cash in the bank? Yeah. So then let's look at Instagram. Who's using Instagram that is really finding super positives with it? Can you just shout out on this? Because I can't see everyone's photograph, just in case you do a hands up or something. So
I use Instagram.
and who's that?
Lucy.
Lucy. So tell us about Instagram, Lucy. How are you making it work for you?
I think over the years it's gone really well. I think more of the real side is getting more visibility at the moment. So videos rather than like the posts. So like just like photos, they're not getting as much. But what I struggle with Instagram is getting new people to follow. So that's what I think I need to concentrate on. So basically my posts are just go into my followers, whereas I need to reach out a little bit more.
Okay. Now I know Yvonne sets herself rigorous daily targets of making new connections. So Yvonne, could you share your experience of that with us?
I get most of my new people from LinkedIn, actually. So I would do, and you don't tend to do lives on LinkedIn, do you? You tend to do more sort of information or polls, and I just then people come and visit my website to find out a bit more. There's a little questionnaire on there, and then my aim is always to get them onto a call.
Right. Can you take us through the process then, from when do you set yourself a goal every day, and how do you measure that?
I set myself a goal every day to make 5 new contacts with people. Some days I'll focus on LinkedIn, some days I'll look on Instagram and see what engagement there is there, see what people are looking at, what following, and then get engaged in some sort of conversation. Some days I'll look on Facebook. But my goal is to always have 5 new people that I can talk to.
And how does that start? How do you start the conversation to move them through from somebody interested to somebody who will convert to a call with you?
I'll engage with them. I'll comment on what they've posted as well. And then I'll just take that onto Messenger. Say if it's on Facebook, I would take that onto a private message, or in LinkedIn onto a private message, and connect with them individually and just engage a little bit, and then ask, would they like to know a little bit more? I mean, they can have a look at my website, which will give a little mini questionnaire on what I do, whether they're interested in products or a business. And if they want to know more, they can drop me their phone number and I will chat to them. And sometimes it leads to nothing, but you never know. There's still people I will keep in contact with.
And the beautiful thing that Yvonne does is that she sees them as people and not just a name on an email list. Yes. And so those 5 people daily, she will keep tabs on them. I bet they're in a book somewhere, are they, Yvonne?
They are. They're all in my day book. So I record those 5 people in my day book. And I just build a relationship. And sometimes I've talked to people. I mean, I've got a new collagen customer. I've been talking to her all through lockdown. Every Christmas, she buys 4 aloe lips. But then she saw the collagen thing and we've had a lovely chat. And now she's on her 3rd box. I've never met this woman. She lives in South London somewhere. I know she's a teaching assistant. I know a lot about her and her family. So I know her as a person. I've just never met her.
So that's really interesting.
It's about building the relationship, isn't it? And getting to know them and understanding what their needs are and matching perhaps what you've got to a need they have. But you won't do that unless you build the relationship first.
Wonderful. So it's really interesting to start thinking about what platforms you're going to choose to use, which ones you're going to concentrate on. And there might be some that you think, I've ignored YouTube. Why have I ignored YouTube? This is a massive platform, absolutely massive platform. Why am I ignoring it? It links up so well with Instagram. Why aren't I doing a longer clip, starting it on Instagram, shifted it into YouTube? encouraging the YouTube subscribers then to come to my website, come and see more about what I'm doing. You know, if LinkedIn is your audience, are you investing in a premium account, which really takes your the visibility of what you do to another level? And if you're on Facebook, are you really maximizing Facebook? Because for me, I always check people out on Facebook as part of that building up the relationship, you know, finding out, you know, where they went to school or where do they live and who they linked with, to really get the conversations going. So I'd like you to start thinking about at least developing one of them, because what you focus on is what you will improve upon. A couple of weeks ago, I thought, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go back to having LinkedIn Premium, and my viewing rate has tripled in just 1 week. So again, it's what I've been focusing upon. It's actually bearing out the results for me. I'm really not that keen on Instagram, but I know I've got to bite the bullet and start working on it. And YouTube, yes, I work with it, but I'm really not working with it. And Facebook, you know, if I was to pick two I'm working with, it would be Facebook and LinkedIn. And that's really when I put my sales funnel piece up, my new sales funnel piece, I will be driving it through Facebook and LinkedIn. And I probably need to do a YouTube piece, but I might do a show reel then through Instagram. So it's all about really understanding this customer journey and how we're going to work it. So when you start thinking about your website, you know, we have Lisa here, so we've got some great advice we can go to. Start thinking about how is your website creating this customer journey. When they jump on your homepage, what do they see? When they see a post on Facebook or whatever platform you put out there, where are they going to on your website? So say, for example, this morning, I can't remember what it was. I think it was a handbag I saw, or no, it was one of those cameras you can put in the center of your screen. Yeah. So I clicked on it. I thought, oh, I'm going to buy one of those. Yeah. Clicked on it. I just went to the general website. I would have to have done a product search to find that product. So they hadn't linked a landing page specifically to that offer on their website. So they lost me as a customer straight away from poor navigation. Can I come to you on this, Lisa? So where do people go wrong with the lack of navigation pages from posts on platforms?
I had exactly the same thing as you last week, Cheryl. I clicked on something on Facebook and I went through it, and I was about 5 minutes looking for it. And in the end, I just thought, oh, I really don't want it that much. I can't be bothered. So it is, you have got to direct them to the right places and make things as easy as possible. I know that I always use the example, my eldest daughter, she's 24, and she's got a bit of like social anxiety. Well, she used to, she's a lot better now. But last year she's into crystals. She was trying to buy these crystals, and every single website she went on, they were like, contact us to book. But she was like, I don't want a conversation. She don't like speaking to people. She just wanted to buy something. She did find one in the end, but all those people lost sales then because they didn't make it as easy as possible for people to just buy from them.
So if you've got a landing page, you should have it just buy now.
Yeah.
Buy now. Why get in the way of somebody buying now?
Yeah.
I don't get it. Just like, you know, passing on a piece of work to somebody and they put the person in the sausage making factory. No, they wanted to buy now. Why buy now? So, you know, going back to you, Louise, why are you educating them? It's not your job to educate them. They need to buy now. So you start thinking, what am I selling now?
Well, I mean, hopefully they're just kind of buying into the concept, and then on the website, I'm selling retreats and lots of places on retreats. So it's kind of, but I don't know whether they lead together that nicely. But I feel like
I think I'm in a little bit of a similar boat where mine's education rather than buying a product, because mine's like services.
Oh, but then, you know, what products are you selling? Couldn't they buy now a workshop? What can
Yeah.
now? Yeah.
Yeah, they could buy a workshop, but mainly it's retreats. I mean, what I've noticed as we've been analyzing our website, we've got lots of people going onto the retreat page to book a retreat, but nobody's booking the retreats. Like most of the retreats are not run by me, they're run by other people. I'm literally just advertising them, but people aren't booking onto them, and I'm not quite sure why.
Okay. So again, there you've got to start thinking about what's the social media piece that goes out, where are you leading them to, why aren't they shopping now, what's that customer journey like, where are they falling through the gaps, you know. And a great example would be somebody like Graham Brown Wallpaper. Yeah, you go onto a Graham Ball wallpaper site and go onto their website anywhere, you'll find them popping up everywhere you are. You'll go on Facebook and they're there, you go on LinkedIn and you'll see an advert, then you get an email, and you can see they've really optimized what technology can do, so you're not going to lose them being in front of you. So I'd like you to start looking at your website as these landing pages that you're presenting. So say, for example, with Yvonne, with Collagen, is she taking them to a landing page? Can they buy now? Yeah, can they buy now? Okay. And how are you going to measure the success? Yeah. So
Yes, they can buy now.
Hey, buy now. Yeah. Can you imagine us going into Asda, yeah, and somebody's at the door saying, I want to educate you now about this bread. And you're thinking, I just want a loaf. I'm a busy girl. Just give me the loaf. Oh, I'd like to tell you where the flour's made and how ecological this is and how environmentally this is. Oh, I just want the bread, yeah? And in the end, you're saying, oh, I'm getting out of here. I can't find the bread anywhere. Where is the bread? I just want to buy the bread, yeah? So start thinking about how you're going to measure success, because if you are, for example, putting out a post, how are you going to measure? Are you measuring the views on it in order to optimize perhaps how you'd write it another day? Did they get to the page? Did you measure the success of people landing on that page? And when they got to the page, did they buy now? If not, why not? And there's nothing stopping you going back to people and saying, you didn't buy, can you tell me why not? And in Iron Woman, there are people who come to meetings and they're so far away from joining, but I say to them, you know, why aren't you ready for Iron Woman now? And they will tell me why. And some of them are just looking for a job. And I actually end up, you know, putting them forward for job interviews and people that I know are looking for people. So you're staying with that. And I can remember one lady coming to me and she said, I've been told I've got to join Iron Woman because I've started a business because of this. And she opened up this newspaper. I said, I think it's over 10 years old, yeah? And this woman had seen me in the newspaper, cut it out of the newspaper, put it in a drawer, so that when her daughter started up the business, she got out the newspaper and said, you've got to meet that person, yeah? You never know what you're putting out there and when it's going to actually give you some results. So start thinking about how you're going to measure things. So it's really easy in LinkedIn and in Facebook. You can see the profile views, you can see who's clicking through and all sorts of stuff you can measure. So when it comes to this measuring stuff, you know, are you really clear about the numbers in the first place? So yeah, going back to Yvonne, she sets herself targets. Lisa helps people put together strategies where people start thinking about what is it I'm trying to do with YouTube? What is it I'm trying to do with Facebook? How am I converting from LinkedIn? Is this part of my online business strategy to achieve this? You know, beginning with the end in mind. Okay, what do I want the end to be? Okay, what have I got to do in the beginning to make this end happen? How will I make it work? You know, I know, Yvonne, you're into sort of mind mapping and all that kind of stuff. Mind map it, draw it out. How can you get from A to B? Yeah, without in some ways, you know, coming up against, you know, whether it's total lack of information or information overload. So we've got to the end of that presentation, just in time. I've got 7 minutes left for your insights on all of this. So I would love to know what has been your light bulb of learning, and please share it with us. So who it would like to go first? So over to you, Steffi, because you're first on my screen up in the top left.
when we talk about landing pages and selling and everything, nothing puts me off a business more than those who bombard me on a Sunday. The only day I have with my family, and they send me all their stuff that they didn't get around to in a week. You know, I would have liked to hear from them in a week, but they do it on a Sunday. And then they ask questions on a Sunday. And I'm like, I feel like saying, bugger off, this is my only time with my family. Where from Monday to Saturday, I work on my business. I would be really, really happy to engage, but not on a Sunday. It's like my strict family time. And those, when somebody creates a landing page, I've seen pages where you scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll. And it's all visually so disturbing because there's just so much going on. I stopped reading. I like it plain and simple. I like you said, a proper, clear process. Where can I buy? How can I buy? What will it give me? But all this fuff around it with like blinking things and everything is not my bag. I gotta be honest, it really puts me off buying.
Excellent. Great tip there. Over to you, Lynn. Light bulb of learning or tip you'd like to share?
Well, to be fair, I need to look at everything. I don't go on Instagram. I don't go on YouTube. I don't even do my own Facebook or LinkedIn. And when he was on about the measuring success, I don't know. I've never looked at it. My accounts were set up by, I pay a company called Roseblade Media. And to be fair, I pay him money every month. And I don't think I've ever asked him a single question about how many people have visited my website, how many people have been on my LinkedIn, who's viewed my profile. Never done none of it. So it's my learning this morning is I need to be looking at these things, asking those questions, because I am never going to get any new clients or get any more people going to my website or my pages because I don't even know who's going there in the first place. Shocking, really.
Well, it's great you've learned it now, yeah?
Yeah.
Well done. Thank you for opening up there. Rachel!
Thank you for letting me know I need to do it.
Rachel, you snuck in there.
I did. I'm so sorry. My last meeting ran over. I do apologize. So yeah, I just caught the end of it. But I came in at the point you were talking about the power of social medias and stuff. And just to share something that might be valuable, when we undertook a very big market research campaign, because I couldn't understand how my competitors were selling better and quicker than I was. And it was determined that they were doing a lot of their selling via LinkedIn. So what we then did was changed our sales approach completely. So every month, sometimes every 3 months, depending on the topic, I can share this information if you want, but basically we amend my profile that says, oh, Rachel, she works with, so I'm just looking at my thing for February is we're going after recruitment agencies and talent agencies. So we write my profile around that. Then we start stalking some recruitment heads, and we have this script written out. So when we find them, then we connect with them, and then there's a text that says, oh, I take it you viewed my profile, and I write in some statistics. So for recruitment companies, I say we can complete our checks in 3 days, or we do right to work checks in 3 hours. We work with Blue Arrow, this recruitment company. So the last one we did was for banks and financial services. So I changed the messaging, I changed the statistics, and I changed the names of the organization we work with. And because it's pre-written, it's really easy to manage. So I just have to tweak the text every month or so. I even have the text already written out for my first message, then my second message, and my just tell me to fuck off rather than ignoring me message. If you don't want to talk to me, that's fine too, just tell me. So yeah, I have a whole script written out. So LinkedIn is very effective for us.
And it's really interesting, you know, if we're applying for a job, we would tweak a CV specifically for that job. So why shouldn't we specifically tweak a LinkedIn profile to target a specific
Absolutely
people? Why, you know, sometimes I think perhaps we're thinking, well, I'm going to develop one post and it's going to be for everyone. And it'd be great if my target audience actually read it, but we're not actually going out there to that target audience.
One other thing that my colleague did on my LinkedIn thing, which was very effective, was write out to every member and say, I know you, you know me. Surely you've got people that I can do business with, and vice versa. And I had maybe 30 or 40 people coming back saying, yeah, actually, Rach, you do know a lot of people that would help me. What do you want from me in return?
Oh, very strong, very powerful. And did that convert to business?
Yeah, we only did it 6 weeks ago, and we've taken on maybe 15, 16 customers.
Fantastic. Wow. That's gold dust, absolute gold dust. Thank you. Thank you for sharing, Rachel. And coming to you, Louise, light bulb of learning.
I think I need to go on Instagram, on LinkedIn. I mean, I'm on it, but I just don't know how to use it. I really need to educate myself on how to use it and how to reach out to people. And yeah, I think that platform is definitely, I need to embrace it a bit more. I'm just not very good at it. And possibly YouTube, just work out how to be a little bit more on YouTube. Other than that, I wasn't quite sure what you said about the 7 touch points to convert. I was trying to work out what they were or whether you should be having that many, because I thought the thing was you shouldn't be having so many things before you convert.
Well, it's a matter of you don't know where your customer's going to go. So it's just being really clear that there are touch points for them to go and see. So,
Right.
say, for example, if you're putting out a social media post, the first touch point is you put out the social media post. Yeah.
Right.
The matter then of what does that social media content say? And where are you going to send them to then? Yeah. Are they going to go to a landing page?
Yeah.
Where they can find out specific information about what it is you're talking about. Okay, are you then going to ask them to subscribe in some way, or how are you going to capture their data, and how are you then going to follow that up? Are they just going on an email list, or are they going to be going somewhere where you're going to be making, person-to-person contact? What does that look like? And then are you going to move that person into a discovery call? What is you going to be doing? And from that discovery call, what are the products? Yeah. Are there some books that you've written you could send them, perhaps an article, a discrete part of, to, again, keep whetting their appetite. But, when you're fishing, people are usually out there all day, aren't they? When they go fishing, they're not out there for 10 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you trying to do something in 10 minutes that really, is a meatier piece of work and needs a bit of dedication? When you look at Rachel, she will have targeted that audience. She would have developed the scripts. She's developed, redrafted her LinkedIn profile in order that the person, does feel, oh, we have some synergy here. Are you doing that? Are you just going so wide? Yeah, you're going out there with a machine gun as opposed to trying to hunt them down one at a time. Okay, coming to you, Karen. Thank you for that, Louise. Over to you, Karen, because you're very good at hunting down people. What's been your light bulb of learning?
I think just listening to Rachel sort of tweaking a profile to customers, it's like, why didn't I do that? Because I've got different groups of people depending on that. So it's just like, oh, I'm going to steal that one completely. But the other thing was, we went to the Sea Life Centre on Wednesday, and we arrived there, and all you could see on the outside were these QR codes, basically saying, we've gone cashless, go to this link and buy your tickets. And it was like, I haven't got a thing on my phone for that. How do I get in? Is it fully booked? And all those different things. But if they'd done something like they do with McDonald's, where you've got a screen there where you can tap in and buy it, a ticket there and then, and it just prints it out, I could have gone straight in without all that stress of it. And there were literally people turning up there and being turned away because they hadn't bought their ticket online. And it was absolutely crazy because they hadn't looked at the customer journey of where do people buy the tickets and when they buy the tickets. and people just turning up and wanting to go into this place. And just, it was ridiculous. It was just absolutely crazy. Yeah, that's the importance of a customer journey, is actually looking at what that is, where it starts.
And as well, knowing other people's customer journeys, because I went to book a hotel and found on their website that if I found it cheaper anywhere else, I'd get 10% off my stay. So of course I went out there to see who's selling that hotel cheaper, and I found somebody and went back to them and not only got 10% for a bottle of champagne because I found it. Yeah. Good to work out other people's customer journeys too. So coming to you, Lucy, your light bulb of learning from this morning. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I'm going to take quite a few things. I think I might potentially be looking at like the booking system on the online, because my landing page is pretty obviously word overload, because it's quite hard to explain like the whole process of the mortgage. So I think booking calls, like having a certain day where I can allow customers just to book in like a little call, because sometimes when you open up on like Instagram and stuff and ask like, oh, ask your questions, people don't tend to want to, just in case it's like into them, so they don't like to respond to say, yeah, like about bad credit, say. Not a lot of people would like to comment on something like that because they don't want people to feel or know like they've got that bad credit. So yeah, I think the booking system. There was another thing as well. The YouTube. So I think that's the only way I think that I can potentially get out there, but like going into a bit more detail of like the processes and what is a mortgage, like just literally going back to simple terms, really.
Okay, thank you. And coming to our lovely website Wonder Woman. So Lisa, what have you got out of this morning? Probably lots of feedback on the kind of things your clients need.
I think for me, it is like you talked about measuring, and I'm rubbish at measuring stuff. And when I took on my VA, she's like, all right, do you have like conversion rates and all this type of stuff? So she's looking at that at the moment. I forgot about my YouTube channel, because when I changed the name of the business, obviously I had a new email and everything. It's all my videos are on there, so I need to move them over. But I think, like what Rachel said about LinkedIn, I'm one of these people that are scared of LinkedIn, and I hardly ever post. And literally, when someone comments on Facebook and tags me in a post when they need website help, you see like hundreds and hundreds of people answering, and they're all fighting for this hour of work or whatever. Whereas sometimes I think I can't even be bothered to answer. But someone tagged me last week on LinkedIn for website work. And I was just like, oh, there was only a few comments. So I just put my link to book a call. She booked in with me Wednesday. As soon as we finished the call, and she only spoke to me for 10 minutes, she transferred me, well, she went on my website and she paid for 20 hours. And I hadn't even sent her the email to say, right, this is what I need from her, or just what I normally do, like a recap after. As soon as we finished the call, she just paid straight away on my website. So I was like, oh, I need to get more into LinkedIn. Instead of fighting with all the other people on Facebook.
So it's a massive platform, LinkedIn. So perhaps we need to do a brush up next week on that. Who would like a brush up on LinkedIn, especially our profiles? Because, you know, I really took on board what Rachel said. You know, when we set up our LinkedIn profiles, sometimes we like to be sort of everything to everyone. And again, how people are almost giving you referrals used in LinkedIn. You think, gosh, they're giving me a referral about work I did 10 years ago. Whereas really I'm doing something else now. So yeah, so you prompted us this morning, Rachel, to start going back to our LinkedIn profiles and start really targeting our audience, but also targeting how this profile looks to that audience. So I do hope you're joining us next week, Rachel, because we would love your input next week. 11 till 12. What are you doing 11 till 12 next Monday?
I'm free.
Hey!
I haven't really got that much to tell. No, it's just all we do is we just make tweaks to my profile. Like when I wanted to do mergers and acquisitions, I just changed my job role from lead signatory or CEO to merchant and talent acquisition or something, so that when people are searching me, they know what to look for. So they were only like minor tweaks. And then, like I say, now we're looking at recruitment companies. So the language, and I don't, Lisa, on your point, I don't post anything. I really haven't got a lot to contribute. I don't want to say it. I don't want to get caught up in all the comments. So I just amend my profile. Then I'll search for all the people that I think might have something, there's some sort of synergy with me. And then I'll go through the script. That's it.
Rachel, do you use Sales Navigator at all?
Yes.
I've literally just signed up for a 1 month trial for Sales Navigator, but I've never used it. So I'm intrigued to see.
Well, I'll ask the person who manages my LinkedIn profile to let you know how all of that works.
Oh, yes, please.
But yeah, that's all they do is go in and take out the data. You know, nothing too arduous, nothing too tedious. It's just going to be, this is the message I'm saying. Search for all the people you want to talk to and, you know, bang out the communication. But having that script initially, and I can share that with you next week, and you can tweak it yourself, or, you know, write your own, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, awesome.
Oh, I can't wait for next week. I don't think I'll sleep. We've been waiting for Mother Christmas. Thank you, Rachel, for that gift. So thank you, everyone, for showing up online this morning. We've all got little gifts and ideas to take away, and that's what it's all about. And look forward to seeing you next Monday, where we're looking at this reprofiling ourselves, but we need to know our audience. Yeah, we're not going to go into this blind. We need to know our target audience, and then look at how we're going to use our profile on LinkedIn to then pivot. Oh, so exciting. So thank you, everyone. And I look forward to seeing you next Monday. Cheerio for now. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.